What's up everyone, ODC here, and I'm back with another action figure review. Today's review, we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra Carl Doc Greer Arctic Threat Doc. Oh, this was a Toys R Us exclusive back in 2009. Anyway, talking about the figure here, we've got some nice card artwork on the front of the card. Looks really good. Like I said, this was a Toys R Us exclusive 10 years ago. Pretty cool. He comes with his stretcher, a helmet, his satchel, looks like to be some like snowshoes, and then he also comes with his backpack and a flare gun and a med gun. So pretty cool. Flipping it around to the back, there's his read up. If you want to pause it and read it, you can go ahead. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the packaging. Let's get him out of package and we'll be right back. Okay, and we're back with Doc out of packaging, and he comes with a total of 9 accessories if you count both of these shoes and the display base. There's that bit of information. This is him with all of his stuff on the ground. Let's start off with the satchel. Satchel looks pretty cool. Nice white and red logo. It's not just a hollow plastic too, it's actually a sculpted plastic right there. So it's sculpted all the way through, so no hollowed plastics. Nice little red for the pouches right there, pretty nice. Overall sculpt of this, it even has the medical logo on there. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Back off a little bit, there you go. With the wings, and looks pretty cool. Very nicely done, especially the sculpt with the stitching and then the buckle. Looks pretty cool. A little bit of silver paint for the buckle too. Next up we have his medical gun, which is pretty unique looking. Very nicely done. Nice red and yellow, the Hulk Hogan colors. Docomania is gonna run wild on your arteries. Next up we've got the flare gun. Looks pretty cool. It's got the number 2 on it. It's like they couldn't put the number 2 on something else. I don't know. Whatever. It's just pretty much just a silver plastic. Nothing too crazy here. Okay, next up we've got his snowshoes, which is pretty cool. They just simply slide the foot into the front section first and then push on the back, and it's a very nice snug fit. You don't have to worry about them falling off the figure or anything like that. Very nicely done, very cool. It's going to be a nice addition to my G.I. Joe Winter Task Force, so that'll be really cool to have these. Or even if I decide to, maybe make a custom down the road, I could use these for another character if I wanted to. But overall, nice fitment, nice sculpt. You can see a little bit of kind of like blades coming out of there, so it grips into the snow, into the ice too. So pretty nice snowshoes. Okay, next up we've got his beer helmet. I'm just kidding. At least that's what it kind of looks like. It does look like he's got 2 beers on the side of his helmet. You know, that dispensable beer helmet that like novelty shops they sell, like Spencer Gifts or whatever. That's what it kind of looks like. But we do have the G.I. Joe logo on the upper center portion of the blue helmet. I like the blue and the red together. I think it looks very nicely done. Good job with the sculpt and overall flow for the helmet. And then putting the helmet on is very simple. You just kind of grab the figure like so and then place it on his head if we can focus. There we go. He does kind of have a little bit of a peanut head. I think this is just the reused head sculpt from the 25th anniversary mail-away doc. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm not 100% sure why mail-away Doc was a mail-away anyway. He should have just been a part of the line, but whatever. But the helmet does fit on his head nice. You don't have to worry about it falling off his head or anything like that. It does move around a little bit, but it's not bad at all. So I like the blue with the orange, and then the yellow, the black for the knee pads, and then the blue again. It's a very nice flow of for this character. Very unique look, and I really do dig it. Okay, next up we've got his, I guess you want to call this a medical backpack, He does have, I guess I could call it a medical utility backpack, because Over here, it looks like we've got some like vice grips. Oops, they fell. That's okay. We have a grenade. I think that's C4. We have some sort of tie straps. We have some water in here. We have a flashlight, which is removable. And then we have some vice grips over here, or some like tweezers or something. And then down here, it looks like, I don't know, maybe some sort of pills or something? I'm not really sure. Maybe someone in the comments would know what those are. But you can remove that. You can remove pretty much that, the needle nose pliers that fell, and the water tank. So it's pretty cool that they have this, and you can close it. Let me get the utility pliers back in there, or whatever those are. Can close that up, like, oh, and everything's of course everything's gonna fall. Of course everything's gonna fall out. Okay, and you can close it, since everything fell out the first time. Let's try and close this without everything falling out the second time. There we go. That's much better. And then you can use this like as a handle, I'm guessing, or maybe a sled. Dare I say sled? But you can just kind of peg it to his back, like so. There's his backpack now, and there you go. Now he's got his rescue backpack on. Pretty cool. Next up, pretty basic. Gonna keep this short and sweet. It's a display base. It says Doc right here. Nothing too special. There's symbols on the back. Dog tag on the front. That's it. Next up, we have his stretcher and a, I want to say like a blanket, or maybe it's like a tent or something. Pretty cool, though, especially seeing as if he's rescuing people in the winter weather. You're going to want to wrap them up in something or swaddle them into something. I'm probably going to keep these twist ties on it just because it keeps the blanket material on there. If you do take them off, then it's going to flop all over the place. Maybe you have a better method. Maybe you could glue it on there so it stays on the stretcher, but the overall sculpt of the stretcher doesn't change too much from this side. It does have hooks on each side of the stretcher. It looks pretty cool. So, very nicely done as far as the stretcher goes, and then the cloth goods for the blanket or the tent or whatever the heck that's supposed to be. So, pretty cool. Okay, and we're back with Doc all geared up, and I really like this figure quite a bit. We'll go through articulation and everything. I just kind of want to give you my overalls for the accessories. I think the accessories, they knocked this one out of the park. I think it looks fantastic. It might not be everyone's cup of tea because it is kind of a specialty look for him. You know, it's his Arctic look. But there's plenty of Arctic troops you can put him with, whether it's Frostbite, whether it's Blizzard, whether it's Sub-Zero, whoever you want to put with him, Snow Job, whoever. But I think it works well, and you could have yourself a nice little team to work off of. He could be obviously he would be the commanding officer of that team, but pretty cool nonetheless. And I've always been a big fan of Doc, and even the daughter, when his daughter took over the mantle of Doc, I was a big fan of that as well. I like all the accessories he comes with. I think the paint is on point for him. All the line work looks pretty good. If I did have a gripe, it says he does have a little bit of a giraffe neck, but that's due to his head kind of wanting to poke out of that collar so you can see that face sculpt and everything. I think the face sculpt looks pretty good. The head does look a little bit on the peanut side. It is a little bit on the small side, but I can look past that. I think even the reuse of the overall body being used from, I believe that was the 25th anniversary Arctic Snake Eyes. And I think that's supposed to be Snake Eyes from issue number 2 of the Marvel run. So there is that little bit of information. I like the reuse of the body. I think the body's pretty well done. As far as the 25th anniversary one goes, he can hold everything in his hands. He can hold the flare gun, the medical gun. Obviously, he can hold his what he's holding in the photo there. He can hold even his little shears in his hand, the tank, the C4, the flashlight. He can hold everything essentially, even his helmet. So the hands are pretty well done. They don't have a trigger finger, but I don't think he really necessarily needs a trigger finger for anything. He holds the flare gun with a nice solid grip. Nothing's falling or flopping out of his hands, so you don't have to worry about anything like that. The display stand is meh. You know, I kind of wish they stuck with the 25th anniversary ones, but you know, they're going for that movie look. So even though Doc's not in the movie, which is insane to me. I love the backpack. I love the sculpting of the inside of the backpack. And yeah, I love the cloth goods. They even threw some cloth goods in there when they probably didn't have to. And I love those snowshoes. The snowshoes are really cool. Very nicely done with the sculpt, the paint on the snowshoes, on the bandolier kind of bag that he uses, his medical bag. And I really like that medical gun. It looks really cool, very innovative as far as that goes. Yeah, overall, very pleased with the accessories. Okay, as far as Doc's articulation does go, his head can swivel almost at a full 360, pretty much side to side, but you do get the good range of motion right there. He doesn't really look up. He kind of looks down a little bit. That's neutral. That's fully extended up. That's down. So very hindered as far as that goes. He does have a little bit of a head tilt. No jive turkeys. What? No gobbles? No, not even one, not even a little. Oh, nothing. All right, so the arms go up, they go down, full 360 rotation in the arm, single bend at the elbow. He does have a wrist swivel, swivel at the elbow as well. He has a swivel at the diaphragm. He can crunch forward, he can crunch back. He can pivot a little bit side to side, just a little bit. The legs go forward about this far. They are very hindered due to the hardness of the sculpt of the pockets right here, and that was kind of Snake Eyes' problem too, was that these pockets kind of got in the way of him really getting a good extension. But I mean, you don't really need Doc to be doing, you know, kicks or anything like that, crazy kicks. He can do the splits about that far, which I think is pretty good. It's not too shabby at all as far as that goes. It could be better, but you know, it's not bad. Double jointed knees, and then he does have an ankle swivel. He can point the toe, and he can point the heel, and some paint is coming off on me. And so, yeah, pretty good articulation as far as I'm concerned, even with this in the way, and he had his snowshoes on, which obviously fell off, but no big deal. Okay, and back with my final thoughts on Doc. I think this is a fantastic figure. I think it's a home run. Sure, it's not his traditional look, and maybe a lot of people might prefer that, but I think the accessories that you get with him are fantastic. I think they all make sense for him. The only thing that really he doesn't come with is something on the back of his card that says that his preferred weapon is a 820 selective fire long range fully automatic assault rifle, which he doesn't come with any of that. It doesn't say on the back of his card that he comes with any of the stuff that he actually does, so it's kind of like a factor with Hasbro. With what were you guys thinking there? You put the assault rifle on there, didn't include it, and then didn't put what he actually does come with on the card. Very odd. But maybe I'll have to outsource an 820 automatic assault rifle down the road. But as far as this is concerned, I think everything that he does come with works perfectly for him. And I love that little backpack. You might be seeing that backpack with a future custom. I don't know. But I also made an updated version of Doc in a previous video. If you guys want to go check that out, I did kind of like my Pursuit of Cobra take on Doc. But I like this Arctic Assault Doc as well. It gives a nice, fresh, different take on the character. And I think it's much needed. And, you know, if you do have winners like I do, I'm from Buffalo, New York, so if you do get winners like I do, or you're from a cold climate location, then you'll probably want to pick this guy up if you're a G.I. Joe fan. So, but with that being said, I'm going to give him the two medical thumbs up. There you go. 2 medical thumbs up right there. You are A-OK, sir. And, but yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching, as always. And I'll see you guys on the flip side.